Today's today's topic is going to be committing yourself fully towards a purpose. And I think I have to kind of think about how I want to phrase this, but it should be a good one. And we'll kind of delve into what it means further, other than just like in the sense of like a gym thing. But we'll talk about what it means in a gym sense too, just so that you guys can kind of relate to it a lot better. So, but first, let's do this. My hands are all in the wrong way. But anyways, um, so we'll probably do. Ow, my shoulder popped, and I did that too. We'll probably do one more on camera. We'll do one more off, and then we'll talk about our topic when we do cable crunches. Excuse me, per usual. Well, it's because this isn't even. Okay. Let me grab some water first. Okay. One more off camera. Okay. I think that's. Is it? Why is it so. Hmm, so quiet? Okay. Um, so let's talk about the topic. Dedicating yourself fully to a purpose. And the way that I want to frame it initially is more of an in general thing. Because as much as I'd like everything to be able to be applied to the gym, a lot of things that you learn in the gym, you have to apply it to like your everyday life, right? So I want to frame it in a sense that you guys can understand. Purpose is something that requires not just dedication, but conviction. I think a lot of people lack something in their life that gives them not just a sense of being dedicated to something that's bigger than them, but they lack something that keeps them up at night. And I think it's less so about the stress and more so about wanting to get better at that one thing, if that makes sense. For me, when I'm making videos and when I'm coming to the gym, what keeps me up at night is when I miss days. Right? When I miss days where I know I could be improving. Days that I know that I could be putting out stuff, putting out content, improving what I'm doing, anything of that sort. And that tells me that not only am I dedicated to what I'm trying to do, right, the purpose that I have in mind, but it tells me that there is conviction and there is some form of purpose behind what I'm doing, right? I would not get frustrated with myself missing days if there was not some form of conviction behind what I'm trying to do. And in that sense, you guys have to find something that, it might not be the gym, but you have to find something that provides that sense of urgency in your life, because that's what's going to provide you guys with the most fulfillment, right? Improving on those things is going to make you feel like you're doing something worthwhile. Now let's apply it to a gym mindset. When you guys are losing weight, when you're trying to put on weight, when whatever stage of your lifting career or your lifting journey that you're in, you have to go at things with conviction. It has to bother you when you miss certain things, when you underperform. It has to bother you. Why? Because if there is no conviction behind your actions, you're not going to feel like there's any form of, I guess it's like responsibility, but it's almost like you're not going to feel like the goal is worth attempting or worth pursuing, because there is no downside to you missing a day, if that makes sense. Earlier in my lifting, in my gym, my lifting journey, when I would miss days, it would legitimately ruin my day. Why? Because I wanted to be someone that pushed themselves on a daily basis. That was my conviction. And when I was not that person, when I was not reassuring myself that I was that person, it ruined my day. And it doesn't have to be in that sense where it's like an unhealthy way, right? But it has to have, your actions have to have some form of weight to them. They have to have some form of impact on the way that you see yourself. Because if they don't, then you can just take whatever action you want, and it's not really a big deal to you, right? There's not really a point in you pursuing something like self-improvement, because you really don't care about your self-image when your actions don't impact the way you see yourself. I see way too many people in the gym now where, and it's not to rag on them, where you can tell that they're just here for the sake of being here. Guys, we do not have, and I know that I don't want to put any fear into you, but the amount of time that you have on earth, as a living person, is very limited. Tomorrow is not promised to anyone. It's not. And at the end of the day, even the time that you have when you're in your prime, right? For men it's from 20 to their 40s. And for women it's less than that. That amount of time should be dedicated to pursuing something that is worthwhile. Because once you finish that time, you're going to look back on those years and you're going to wonder why you didn't pursue the things you knew you should have done. And most people know what they're convicted to do, right? What they're supposed to be doing. Most people know. They just don't want to do it because it requires some form of responsibility on them. Or, they have some self-doubt and they think, oh, I'm not able to do it, right? And they never end up trying. But regardless, that regret will never leave. Not until the day you die. And I don't want you guys living like that. It's not something you can get rid of. I hope that as you guys see me do this, as you guys see me push myself and, come to the gym and, essentially just torture myself with this programming, and just trying my best to be better. I hope you guys can see that and sort of use me as reference. I might not go at it 100% every single day, and I am working on that. I might not improve every single day, but I am trying. And at the end of the day, I know that by the time I'm done with this, by the time I'm 10 years, 20 years into this, I can say that at least I tried, and I won't have any regret in my mind about what I'm doing. And that at the end of the day, that's what's important, is that I tried my best. That's it. That's all you can do. So hopefully you guys can apply that to yourself in some sense. Stop living your life like you're going through the motions. You were made for more than that. And most of you know it. It's just a matter of putting it into practice. Actually, like sitting down with yourself and having that uncomfortable conversation and being like, hey, what can we do to be better? Because we know we should be, right? So, alrighty, we'll do 2 sets of this weight. Actually, we'll probably do 1 set of this weight because I don't know why I'm feeling super, super drained today. So we'll do 1 set of this weight, 1 set a little less, and then we'll do 1 off camera, and then we'll go do some decline sit-ups, and we'll wrap this up. Okay. 1 more. Okay. 1 more, off camera. Okay. So we got probably just 2 sets of this. I need to stretch today in the sauna. But we'll do 1 here, 1 off camera, and we'll finish things off. I'm just gonna take it with me because there's no reason to sit it down. Just remember, you guys, I know that sometimes taking on extra responsibility is difficult, but it's for your own good. And you're capable of it. It just requires you to start. Once you start getting momentum and you're taking those little steps, eventually you will understand. You have a lot more potential than you give yourself credit for. So, yeah. Hopefully, I can help you guys in any way, shape, or form. Let's do this. Let us go check things out. Okay, this is how we're looking today. Yeah. So, hopefully, you guys can understand my point of view when it comes to this stuff, and hopefully, it's helpful in some way. But if you did enjoy the content, please drop a like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video.